Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is November 13, 2022. Hope you're all doing well. In today's segment, we'll take a look at few meme stocks and try to predict their move next week. So with that, we'll take a look at GameStop, AMC, as well as BBBY and go from there. Look, first let's take a look at the GameStop. I'm using my favorite tool here, which is the Tradytics.com. As you can see here, it's a great tool to really predict the market direction. So with that, let's jump in and get started. Look, I'm in option summary here. As you log into this tool here, you could go into the options and go to the option ticker dashboard. Right now I'm in the ticker dashboard for GameStop. As you can see here, as you log into this, it gives you a good quick summary here. Look, from a summary perspective, overall GameStop is bullish, as you can see here, and call to put ratio is just middle of the road here, 50%. Net premium is 324k, which is bullish. Algo flow, which is AI, artificial intelligence based flow, is bullish. So that tells you there is a good things going on here. Stock also went higher on Friday by 6.56%, and there is a 38% IV percentile, as you can see here. So with that, this Tradytics.com also gives you a nice chart here. As you can see here, stock has been doing pretty okay off late. Look, we got a one-day view here. In one day, stock has managed to go higher, as you can see here. What we'll do is we'll change the time frame here from one day to probably we'll change it to 15 minutes. It will give us some swing trading idea. It starts all the way from November 1, as you can see here, to November 11th. So we got about 10 days to work with. As you can see here, in 10 days time frame, stock is generally coming down, but look, it started going higher from 10th November, as you can see here. So with that, let's jump in and dig into this into a little more detail. Look, what we can also do is one thing folks always want to look at is, we should always look at the dark pool levels. That will give you a good idea where are the dark pool money. So with that, let's go here to the dark pool levels here, and typically I like to look at probably a monthly dark pool activity here. That gives a good idea. Look, by looking at this, we got a lot of dark pool money sitting here. As you can see here, we got 2.86 million dark pool money at $33 here. Right now, stock price, as you can see here, around $26 or so here. And we got some more dark pool money right here at $32, and we got bullish dark pool money here, 566k, and some bearish dark pool money. As you can see here, some of these dark pool money can act as a support level at times and resistance level. Especially it's a bullish. It can be a good good level where it can go. But by looking at this here, we got two dark pool activities at 33 and 32 here. I think these two are the biggest ones here. Stock is nowhere near these. There may be a chance it can go to these levels here. And we got also some dark pool activities here. Look, somebody has bought bullish dark pool here, 1.38 million at 24.6, and we got some more bullish at 25.6. And we got some more going on here, some bearish at 26.6, which is right around what we are right now. Probably this is causing some resistance to the stock because it's barely difficult to see here. It's about 3.2 million or so at bid. That means this could be a bearish bet on the stock around 26.6. That's where it's struggling right now. So with that, what we can also do is we can clear this here, and it's good to look at the Greek levels. Especially it's good to look at the gamma levels to really see what gamma is telling us. So let's look at the gamma here, and let's look at all. So look, from a gamma level perspective, you got to look at these big gamma levels. We got a couple gamma levels going on here. As you can see here, we got one gamma level right here at around 20 $25 or so, pretty good gamma level here. This can act as a magnet and pull the stock back to around $25 or so. And we got one more gamma level right here around 23.5 or so. That's a good level. So it tells you, even though stock is going higher, we got some good gamma exposure at around say 25.5 and probably 24 or 23 or so. There is a good chance stock might get attracted to these levels as a magnet. So we got to be a little bit careful about those levels here. And look, we got here stock price here, which is going higher. And then we got algo flow here. Look, algo flow or the AI flow is a little bit on the negative side, as you can see here. So we got to be slightly careful for this one here. So with that, what we'll also do is we'll look at this in little more detail and go from there. Let's go into a little more detail here, and I will take you to few more charts here. So look, from a net flow perspective, let's look at maybe say 5-day net flow here. As you look through 5-day net flow here, what this is telling you is really we got the green line, which is net flow from a call perspective. Looks like that's trending higher. Net flow from a put perspective is trending lower. That's a bullish sign here. And then you got the stock price itself sitting around $26, as you can see here, 25.85. That tells you right now, call activities are picking up here, not dramatically, but at the same time, put activities are going down. That's a bullish sign for GameStop here. And then you could look at call volume versus put volume here. Looks like call volume is kind of tapering down of late. Put volume is kind of keeping steady. And from an open interest perspective, you got more open interest on the put perspective than call perspective. And then you could look at a few more things here. Look, somebody bought call options at $212. Look, there's a nice and high call open interest here, or actually just the open interest here at 212 here. Look, there's a huge bar here. Looks like this stock is has a pretty good open interest even at 212 when the stock is sitting around $25 or so here. And then you got to look at a few more things here. Look, one of my favorite thing is this widget here, which is dealers Greek build up here. This is a good one to see here. I'll make it full screen here. Look, this is a good one to take a look at. Look, we got here a nice dealer Greek build up. Just to explain this little more here for the folks who may not be knowing, whenever you buy a call, somebody has to sell a call to you. That's the market maker. So when you're long, market maker is short. Because market maker is short, they will end up buying some underlying stock, in this case GameStop, by the amount of delta. So that's what's going on. So because you buy a call, market maker has to sell the call. That's why they're bearish. Because market maker is directionally neutral, they have to buy the underlying stock itself by the delta. So that's what's going on here. Look, right now, as you can see here, we got November 4th here. As of November 4th, as you can see here, dealer is sitting on positive delta. The moment dealer is sitting on positive delta around the expiration, they have to unwind. That means they have to cover these. So that means they have to sell their stock that they bought. So that's why that can cause some pressure on the stock. Typically, it's always, whenever we have dealers as negative delta, that tells you stock can go higher, because when dealer unwinds, they will cover and they will buy. Whereas when the dealer delta is positive, that means, they will basically unwind and sell their underlying when the expiration nears. So with that, what we can also do is we could look at this in a little more detail. and go from there. Let me do one thing here. You can also look at few more things here. You could look at not just delta, you could look at gamma also here. Look what's going on here from a gamma perspective. It's about at the same place, nothing much going on from a gamma perspective of late, but we can go back to delta here versus gamma. All right, let's go back here, and what we'll also do is I will take you to one more slide here, which takes into a little more detail here. One more thing you should always look at is the Greek correlations here. So as you look through Greek correlation, you can change the parameter here. So we got here future change 1 day. I can change, maybe say instead of 1 day, I can say 5 days. We are trying to predict what happens in next 5 days here. I will say change here. So the moment you change this, look, we got here the chart got updated here with the 5 day here, and look, from a correlation perspective, it's 0.029. that tells you it's not very useful. Price may not move too much, but it's really the correlation, because it's so low here, it's not too much useful here. So that's why we probably can ignore this correlation here. But typically, because we are in a positive delta from a dealer perspective, dealer has to unwind and sell their positions around the expiration date. That can cause some downside move to the stock here. And one more important thing is this one here. It's GEX, which is gamma exposure. Gamma exposure is very important to understand. So what I will do is really I will look at the expiration filter here. Let's try to predict what might happen in the next expiration cycle, which is 11/18, as you can see here, which is coming Friday. Look, from a coming Friday perspective, what this is telling you is that it's a lot of gamma buildup here at around 25.5. This can be a magnet and pull the stock towards the 25.5 level here. Right now, as you can see here, if I go back to my GameStop here, the price is around 26.1, as you can see here. What this is telling you is really, because there is a huge gamma exposure around 25.5, there is a highly likely, very high likely the stock might come down to 25.5 during the expiration. And look, dealer is already unwind. This is a GEX exposure, as you can see here, and we can change the GEX and look at other things also. But right now we're looking at the GEX. That tells you this is a magnet. This is the level where stock will probably come down to during the next expiration, which is 11/18. All right, so we got a few more things going on here. We got GEX and just a few more things, but important thing is basically you have to look at the GEX itself, which is the gamma exposure. Most likely stock might end up around 25.5 during the next expiration. And more importantly, you could also look at the dealer Greek buildup. That tells you right now dealers have got a lot of positive delta. That means when they unwind, they will end up selling the underlying. That can cause some pressure on the GameStop. That's why there is a very high likely that GameStop will come down to 25.5 during the next expiration, which is 11/18. We could also look at GameStop, in option chain here. Look, this is TTM squeeze indicator. TTM squeeze indicator is telling you right now GameStop is in a TTM squeeze. Look, the Bollinger Band is within the Cultural channel. That's why it's a squeeze. Look, we got a lot of dots here. Look, these are all the squeeze charts, squeeze dots here. Look, we got some red lines here becoming a little bit longer. That tells you right now stock is getting slightly weaker in the near term. In the long term also, it's below zero line here. But in the long term, looks like it's trying to get positive, as you can see here. But generally the movement is not very pronounced at this time. As you can see, there is some slight movement here, but most probably this might settle down around 25.5 during the expiration cycle. So you could also go into 18th of November and try to decipher from the option chain here. Option chain is a great tool. If you have not used option chain, I highly recommend using the option chain, especially look at the open interest and volume and try to understand how to read this here. Look, right now 25.5 here. Look at the open interest, it's around 846. Look at the open interest at right at 25 here. Look, we got big open interest right here at $25. So this could be your point here. Stock might settle down at this huge open interest level here. You got nice volume, nice open interest. This could be the level the stock might settle down, as you can see here. And then as you see here on the put side of the house here, keep watching the volume and open interest here. As you can see, we got 18,000 right here at 25. Looks like both call and put, we got high open interest at just at 25. So this could be your magnet where this might end up, during 18th of November expiration cycle. All right, you could also look at a few more things here. It's always good to look at the aggregate level here. Look from a total put call ratio perspective. On Friday, the call volume is 87K, put volume is 37K. Looks like there's a lot of call buying going on. Look, folks are buying call. That means when we unwind on November 5th, there may be some pressure because a lot of call buying going on. The dealers have to unwind and sell some of the underlying to really cover. So that's what's going on. That's the GameStop here. Keep that in mind. It might have some downward pressure as we go into the next week, especially toward the close. All right, next let's look at AMC. I know many of you follow AMC here. Let's bring up AMC and see what's going on with the AMC. All right, so AMC, as you can see here, overall bullish from an AMC perspective. Call to put is 0.41 here. That means it's slightly bearish. Looks like there are more puts than calls. Net premium is positive. Algorithmic flow is bullish. There is a nice 20% change in the stock price, which is a good indication. And IV percentile is around 39%. So with that, let's go here and try to look at all go flow. 15-minute is good enough for us. This is mainly for swing traders, and we're looking at November 1st, as you can see here, all the way from November 1st to November 11th. Look at the nice uptick in this AMC. AMC has been going up nicely, as you can see here. All right, now what we'll do is we'll look at dark pool activities and see what's going on here. From a dark pool perspective, let's look at monthly here. That gives a good indication. All right, look from a monthly perspective, the GameStop has got a lot of nice dark pool activities. Look, we got dark pool activity with 1.12 million at ask. That's a positive one. 3.43 million at $7. That's again a positive one. So look, there is a lot of good volume coming up here. A lot of nice dark pool, but look, there is one bearish at around $7. This has got huge amount here, 6.25. That's a huge one here. And then you got a few more, as you can see here. And right now, AMC from a stock perspective looks like, let's go back here and bring up AMC and see what's going on. All right, we got AMC right here. AMC current stock price is about 7.1, as you can see here. If I go back here, looks like about 7.1. You got nice and high dark pool activity here, 7.1. That's why it's trying to go into that level, as you can see here. So that can be a good support for this stock here. Next, what we should also do is we should look at the Greek levels. So let me clear this up here. Now that we know around 7.1, we got nice support going on here. Let's look at the Greek levels. My favorite Greek, as usual, is gamma, and let's also look at all and go from there. All right, looks like we got it. So looks like by looking at this here, there are two prominent gamma levels. Look, one gamma level is right here at $6 or so here. This can be, good magnet here. This tells you stock can have some downward pressure around $6 or so. And there's one more magnet around $5. That's what it's telling you from a gamma perspective. There may be a chance the stock can come down here. To read through this in a little more detail, let's go into a little more detail here and look at the net flow here. From a net flow perspective, let's go in here and change this to, say, last 5 days or so here. Look, from a last 5-day perspective, call volume is going higher. Look, call premiums are going higher. Call net flow is going higher nicely, and the put net flow is coming down and tapering down, as you can see here. This tells you nice bullish pattern, and stock is also supporting. As you can see here, stock is also going higher. And as you can scan through here, look, nice call open interest versus put open interest is low, call open interest is higher, volume is going higher, as you can see here. So overall, I think stock has made a nice move. And then we look at the open interest. Look, even at $140, there's a nice open interest here. And then you got around current price here 7.5, even 10.5. There's a nice and high open interest. And then we look at the dealer Greek buildup here. What we'll do is, from a dealer Greek buildup perspective, let's change the parameter and let's try to see and predict what might happen during the next expiration cycle. We'll say next 5 days, which will put us to next expiration date here, which is 11/18. Looks like a dealer is net positive delta here, as you can see here. That tells you there is the retail investors and hedge funds are buying the calls. That means the dealer has to basically sell the call to them. Because they're selling the calls, they have to delta hedge and they have to buy some shares according to the delta. That's why dealers are delta positive. As dealers have to wind up these delta positive by selling the stock around the expiration, that can cause some downward movement in the stock price here. So as you see here, there is not too much correlation. Correlation is pretty low here. So that's why you got to be slightly careful here. But there is not too much correlation. By looking at the price distribution, looks like it's pretty even, maybe slightly bearish. As you can see here, the red bars are more pronounced than the green bars. And then we should look at the actual GEX here. Look, from a GEX perspective, look, like we talked about here, at $6, it's a magnet here. Stock price can go into either $6 or $5. And what we'll do is we'll do the expiration filter here. Look at the next expiration cycle here. From a next expiration cycle perspective, look at $5. There's a very good amount here. It tells you stock can come down to $5. You got to be slightly careful. And it's also pretty okay here at $6. So stock might go below $5 and $6 here. So that's how it's set up here by looking at this here. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll try to, this is aggregate, as you can see here. We can actually change it to 11/18 like we did here. That's why the magnet perspective, look, around $5 is the magnet. And $6 can be the little bit smaller magnet. It might pull the stock to $6 to begin with. All right, so with that, let's I think that's pretty much about this stock here, and we can go back to Thinkorswim platform and bring up AMC. Look, AMC from a overall stock perspective, this has got more call buying going on. Look, we got PC ratio. PC ratio is 0.35. That tells you on Friday we got more calls traded than puts, as you can see here. So with that, you could go here to predict what might happen on 18th of November. So look, as you can see here, keep watching the volume and open interest. Try to look at the highest open interest here. By looking at this, look around right here 13. Okay, here I think at this level right here at $7, look, we got a very high open volume here, and we got open interest also pretty significantly high. This could be the level where we got most activity going on. If we add the volume, which is call contract trade on Friday, to the open interest, which is the total call contracts held by traders and investors, that's the highest volume right here. That tells you, even if you look at the put side here, we got 7,000 and 6,000. Look, on the put side, maybe this $6 could be the good level here. But by looking at the call side here, there's a more likelihood the stock might come down to $7. That's a good level here because you got nice volume and nice open interest. That could be the level. It will be basically between 7 and 6. That's where it will settle down. Most probably it will settle down around $7. On the other side of the house, look, as you look through here, right here, keep watching this right here. This is also pretty significant level here. We got 13,000 volume and 21,000 open interest here. It's also pretty significant level here, which is 8. So there may be a chance that it can manage to go to the 8, but there is a more likelihood it will basically stay around $7, mainly because dealers are net positive delta. As they unwind, stock can come down to $7. All right, now we'll do one thing. We'll look at one last symbol here, which is BBBY, Bed Bath and Beyond, as many folks know. Let's look at Bed Bath and Beyond and look at some scenarios here. All right, so Bed Bath and Beyond, as you can see here, we got bullish overall flow here. Looks like there is nothing much going on from a call to put and net premium perspective. Algo flow, or the AI flow, is bearish, and looks like stock managed to go higher on Friday. Very high volatility, as you can see here. All right, so by looking at this chart here, what we'll do is we'll change the time frame to 7 days. Actually 15 minutes, which gives us around 10 days or so, or 11 days. And by looking through this here, look, stock is struggling and trying to see where to go here. And what we'll do is we'll look at our dark pool levels on a monthly basis to begin with. From a dark pool perspective, look, this has got nice 1.86 million dark pool activities at 4.7. This could be a good level that can pull the stock to, and we got some bearish going on at 4.4 and 4.3. Looks like there is some nice bullish. This is one of the biggest dark pool amount at 4.7. There is a chance that this can try to pull the stock price from the current price, which is around say 4.25 or so, or around $4 to maybe around $4.7. That could be a possibility by looking at this chart here, mainly because there's a high dark pool amount at 4.7, as you can see here. All right, so what we'll do next is we'll clear this and look at the gamma levels, which is my favorite indicator here. Let's look at the gamma and see what the chance here. Look, from a gamma perspective, wow, this is a good one here. We got one gamma level right here. It's sitting here at that gamma level, so looks like there is a chance that it can stay in this gamma level right here. The gamma is a magnet, as many of you know here. There is a chance that it will stay at these levels here, between 3.75 and 4.25. This is a nice gamma level here. That's where it's sitting here, because it's a magnet. And if it managed to go higher than this year, next gamma level is at right here. That's where we got maximum 1.86 million around that price here. And also there is some positive here, as you can see here. So that's how it's set up here. Looks like there is some negative at $5, which we can't see properly. All right, so next what we'll do is we'll look at the dealer daily here. I'll look from a volume perspective. Call volume is higher than the put volume. That's good. Open interest from a call perspective is higher than the put. That's also great. And next look, even this one here, folks have bought. Look, open interest is at 80. We got high open interest. Looks like folks are still looking for a stock going higher to $80. That's a good sign. And there's a pretty okay at open interest at 10.5. On the negative side, you got high open interest at a lower price, as you can see here. All right, next let's look at the dealer Greek buildup, which is one of my favorite indicator. So what we'll do is we'll change the parameter here and say 7 days. We're trying to predict the market, what will happen in next 5 days, and go from there. Look, this one is slightly better. I like BBBY setup here. What this is telling you is BBBY, the dealer is negative delta, as you can see here. Dealer is negative delta right now. That tells you dealer is really short. Dealer is negative delta. That means the dealer is actually long, not short. So during the expiration, what will happen is really dealer will end up covering, and that means dealer has to buy the stock or the underlying to cover. So that's why the way this is set up is this can go higher, mainly because dealer delta is negative at this time. That means they have to cover it and they have to buy the underlying, which will cause the stock to go higher. That's how it's set up right now. And what we'll do next is we'll look at the correlation. From a correlation perspective, again, it's a low correlation, not too much to worry about. Looks like by looking at this here, there is probably high chance that price can be around, say, by looking at this here, look, there are more candles, red candles here, or red bars here. That tells you stock can have some downward pressure slightly, but I'm slightly happy because we got negative delta on the dealer side, which means dealer will end up covering and buying the underlying. All right, so let's look at the actual GEX here, gamma exposure, and go from there. So what I will do is I will put expiration filter here and say 1118. From a 1118 perspective, by looking at this, look, there's a very high magnet here, which is at $4. Look, there is a very high gamma exposure at $4 level here, and the stock right now, if I go back to this chart here, let's bring up BBBY. So BBBY is currently at $4, as you can see here. And if we go back to BBBY, $4 is where there is a high gamma exposure. That tells you, the stock, stock can stay at $4 by next expiration cycle. That's how it is set up here, because gamma is highest at $4. But on the positive side, because dealers are negative delta here, they might cover, and that might cause some upward momentum in the stock price, but not significantly higher. All right, so with that, let's jump in here and look at the option chain. Before we go into option chain, let's look at the chart here. Look, from a momentum perspective, in a 1 hour chart, lazy bear indicator is telling you momentum is on the lower side here, and stock is trying to go higher on a daily chart here. Look, we got some squeeze, which is the light blue dots here, but it's not conclusive at this time, but there's a chance this can go higher. All right, for the folks who are wondering what is this indicator, this is a lazy bear indicator. You can just go and look at this indicator by looking at lazy bear. Look, we got LAZY, lazy bear indicator, and this is the indicator I'm using here, lazy bear squeeze momentum indicator. It's subscribed nicely here, 81,000 subscribers using this here. It's a good one to use to understand some of the squeeze and where stock might head. All right, so let's go back here and go back to the option chain here, and we are talking about BBBY, Bed Bath and Beyond. Look, by looking at this here, let's go back to overall here. Look, from a put call ratio perspective, looks like a lot positive or bullish here. A lot of call contract 64k, put contract is much lower. That's why it's bullish here. And now if you go to the option chain here, let's go to the option chain here and look at 5 days. And as you scan through here from a volume perspective, look, we got a nice and high volume right here and nice open interest. Look, stock is most probably will settle down around at this level here, given there is a high gamma exposure like we talked about here. And look, between open interest of 14k and the volume on Friday, which is 7k, there is about 21k or so here sitting here. So that's a nice level here. That's where it's likely to settle down here. On the put side of the house here at $4 here, we got nice open interest and a nice volume here. It might settle down right around $4 or so. That's how it's set up right now, and it might have a little bit upward pressure. Right now stock is at $3.95. It can settle down at $4 or slightly more than $4 by next Friday. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.